No one on Earth ever imagined the day Superman would fear the sound of footsteps approaching behind him. But tonight he does, because those footsteps belong to his son. And John Kent is no longer the boy he raised. He is something far more dangerous, something Superman never prepared for. Subscribe to Genesis Vault to explore deeper comic mysteries as we dive right into this unfolding disaster. The world calls Superman a symbol of hope. But even symbols break when the threat comes from the one heart they promised never to fight. This is the story of how a father faced the impossible, a rebellion born from his own legacy. It began with a storm over Metropolis, an unnatural one. Every bolt of lightning bent upward, not down. Every cloud twisted around a single point in the sky like a whirlpool of darkness. Superman sensed something wrong instantly. This wasn't weather. This was intent. The city trembled as a figure slowly descended, shrouded in pale blue flames. People stopped. Cars halted. Screens flickered, because the figure was unmistakable. John Kent, now older, now colder, now wearing a symbol that wasn't the House of El. It wasn't hope. It wasn't peace. It was a new emblem, sharp, angular, wrapped in furious energy. Superman landed on the Daily Planet rooftop, staring at his son with a mixture of dread and disbelief. "John," he whispered. But John didn't respond with warmth. He responded with a voice unmoved by emotion. "Father, your world is broken." Superman felt an ache, a chilling one. He looked into his son's eyes, the same eyes he once reassured after nightmares. But now there was no fear in them, only certainty. John continued, "I've seen the timelines, the futures you keep trying to protect. They all fail. Humanity keeps falling. And you keep holding them up, as if they can't stand on their own." Superman shook his head. "That's the point, John. We help them stand. You enable them." The rooftop cracked under John's shifting energy. His aura was unstable, pulsing with raw cosmic force, something far beyond Kryptonian biology. Superman recognized it instantly. The faint, humming glow, the fractal light patterns. "John, what have you done?" "I merged with the Solaris core, a shard of the ancient, sentient sun engine created by Kryptonian scientists long before the fall of Krypton. It was a power source designed to reshape entire star systems." "You weren't meant to even approach that device," Superman whispered. John's response was calm. "I didn't approach it. It approached me, chose me, because it saw what I saw, a world beyond yours. A version of Earth where order isn't a dream, but a law." As he spoke, the sky behind him burned brighter. Solar patterns rippled across the horizon. Energy towers rose in the distance, John's constructs. They pierced clouds and formed a grid of light over the city. A containment grid. Superman took a step forward. "You're turning Metropolis into a prison." "A protected sanctuary," John corrected. "No wars. No crime. No failures. I won't let this world collapse like the ones I witnessed." The phrase collapse of the world struck Superman's chest like a hammer. John had been lost in the multiverse for months during a cosmic rift incident. Superman had searched endlessly for him. He never imagined the boy would return carrying the weight of dying timelines, or that he'd return as a conqueror. Suddenly, screams rose from the streets. The glowing towers emitted a low, vibrating hum. Gravity shifted. People were lifted off the ground, suspended gently, unable to move. Superman's instincts fired instantly. He shot into the air, catching a falling child. "John, stop this. You're hurting people." John didn't even flinch. "I'm preventing future hurt." His eyes flickered with solar blue heat. Something not Kryptonian. Something empowered by the Solaris core. Superman placed the child safely on a balcony and turned to his son with urgency. "John, listen to me. Power doesn't make you right. We can fix this together." Together. For a moment, John's voice cracked. Genuine emotion. Pain. Then it hardened again. "You weren't there, Father. You didn't see the fires. The fallen cities. The versions of us who failed. I watched you die in a dozen timelines. I watched Mom fall. I watched worlds collapse because you always believed in the good in people. Superman felt something pierce him. Not heat vision, not force, but heartbreak. John continued, I won't let that happen again. I'm rewriting fate. And if you try to stop me, then you're protecting the very future that destroys us. Winds roared. The energy towers brightened. John raised his hand and space trembled. A telekinetic shockwave blasted outward, knocking Superman back across the rooftop. Superman crashed through a sign, landing hard. The impact wasn't what stunned him. It was the power behind it. This wasn't John's natural might. This was cosmic amplification, something matching near solar level strength. Superman stood slowly. John floated downward, staring at him not as a son, but as a judge. Step aside, John ordered. I'm not here to fight you. Superman wiped dust from his face. Then stop forcing my hand. There it was. A whisper of the man Superman feared John was becoming. Someone convinced he was the savior the world truly needed. John's aura brightened again. Solar tendrils spiraled around him like living fire. You taught me compassion, Dad. But compassion won't save this planet. Control will. Superman's eyes widened as the tower's grid linked together. A dome of shimmering energy closed around Metropolis like a shell. John's voice echoed across the city. Metropolis is under my protection now. No one enters. No one leaves. Not even you. The dome sealed shut. For the first time in years, Superman felt powerless. He pressed his hand against the barrier. The energy burned him. Burned Superman. John's silhouette hovered above the city, backlit by a corona of cosmic fire. The people of Metropolis looked up not at a hero, but at a ruler with the heart of a Kent, and the will of something far less human. Superman clenched his fists. John, what have you turned yourself into? John looked down, emotionless. Exactly what the world needs. As Superman launched upward to confront him, John vanished in a strobe of white-blue light, leaving only a command echoing in Superman's mind. Don't interfere. Superman hovered alone inside the sealed city, surrounded by fear, whispers, and rising panic. And for the first time, he wasn't sure he could save his own son. Before Superman could catch his breath, the sky above Metropolis split open like glass under pressure. A fissure of white-blue energy rippled across the dome, and from its center appeared the one thing he prayed he would never face. John Kent descending as the world's new sovereign. Superman floated above the Daily Planet roof, staring at the glowing cage encasing the city. It hummed like a living sun, a dome powered by something far beyond Kryptonian physics. Energy that felt old, engineered, and terrifyingly precise. The Solaris core was rewriting the air itself. The people trapped below trembled in confusion. Lights flickered. Phones died. Cars froze mid-motion as gravity kept warping in unnatural pulses. Superman tried again to melt the dome. His heat vision erupted in a long, blinding beam, but the barrier didn't even ripple. Instead, it reflected the energy backward, dispersing it into harmless sparks. John materialized behind him in an instant, silent as a ghost. Still trying the old ways, he said. You're fighting physics I've already rewritten. Superman turned, fists clenched. The wind howled between them, but neither moved. What you're doing isn't protection, Superman said. It's domination. John's expression didn't change. It's correction. A burst of light flared around him. Metropolis trembled as the energy towers extended upward, forming a constellation of floating nodes across the city. What are you building? Superman demanded. John closed his eyes. A world without chaos. Superman felt dread settle in his chest. He'd heard that line before, from tyrants, from dictators, from beings claiming they were the solution. He never imagined hearing it from his own son. John raised a hand. The towers synced. A wave of resonance pulsed outward, washing over every street and avenue. People froze mid-step, not trapped, calm, emotionless, peaceful in a way that felt unnatural, as if their minds were being gently muted. Superman's heart dropped. "John, you're suppressing free will." "I'm stabilizing them," John corrected. "No panic, no fear, no violence. They'll live better under order." Superman flew forward. John flicked a wrist. A gravitational spike slammed Superman downward like a meteor. The ground cratered beneath him. Dust exploded upward, swallowing half a block. But Superman rose, shaken but not broken. "I won't fight you, John," he said, voice trembling. "But I will stop you." John's eyes ignited with solar blue fire. "You always say that, and I've seen how it ends." He shot forward, faster than Superman expected. Their collision shattered windows for miles. John's fists burned with cosmic charge, each strike pushing Superman back through the sky. The shockwaves twisted air currents, creating microstorms around them. Superman blocked a blow and grabbed John's wrist. "You're stronger than you should be," he said. "This power, it's changing you." John ripped free effortlessly. "You're afraid of what I can become." "No," Superman whispered. "I'm afraid of what you're losing." John hesitated. For a heartbeat, the aura around him flickered, and Superman saw the boy he raised. The boy who laughed while learning to fly. The boy who said he wanted to protect everyone, just like his father. But the moment passed. John thrust his palms forward. A solar shockwave erupted point blank. Superman was thrown across the skyline, crashing into a skyscraper that groaned under the impact. He forced himself up. Pain radiated across his ribs. John hovered before him, framed by a burning halo of cosmic fire. "I didn't come back to destroy you, Father," he said. "I came back to surpass you." Superman looked at him with grief. "You were never meant to replace me. You were meant to become yourself." John's jaw tightened. "You taught me compassion. But compassion won't save this planet. A stronger will is needed." "Not like this." Superman stepped forward. "John, listen." John vanished and reappeared behind him. A gravitational crush field pinned Superman in midair. He gasped as the weight of a collapsing sun pressed against his bones. "Father," John whispered, "please don't make me hurt you." Superman's vision blurred. His bones creaked. The pressure mounted. And then something snapped deep within the dome. A tremor. A pulse. The Solaris grid faltered. John's eyes widened. Superman recognized the flicker of fear in his son's face. "You can't stabilize it, can you?" Superman said through strained breaths. "The Solaris core is consuming you." John's denial was instant. "No, I'm controlling it." "No," Superman whispered. "It's controlling you." For the first time since his return, John Kent hesitated. And that hesitation broke the gravity field just enough for Superman to shatter it. He flew upward, slamming into John with a burst of force. The two spiraled into the clouds, locked in a storm of fists and fire. John screamed, "You don't understand what I've seen. Then show me." Superman grabbed his son's head, forcing their foreheads together. A Kryptonian mindlock, ancient and dangerous. In a blinding flash, visions surged between them. Dying Earths, futures burning. John holding Lois as timelines collapsed. Superman falling again and again. Endless failure. Endless grief. Superman staggered as the psychic storm ended. Tears streamed down John's face, burning like liquid starlight. "I can't let that happen again," John said. "I won't." Superman reached for him. "You don't have to do this alone." John's eyes softened, then hardened again. "It's too late." He raised both hands toward the city. The Solaris towers brightened to blinding white. Superman realized the truth in an instant. John wasn't stabilizing the city. He was overriding it, rebuilding reality itself. "John, stop," John whispered. "This world needs rebirth." The towers discharged. A blinding wave surged outward. And Superman did the only thing he could. He flew directly into the heart of the blast. The explosion swallowed him whole. Silence. The towers dimmed. John floated alone in the trembling sky. Smoke curled through the air. The city flickered back into motion, the suppression field fading. People gasped, screamed, stumbled as freedom returned. John looked around, breathing hard. Then he saw it. Through smoke and flames, Superman emerged. Burned, bleeding, barely standing but alive. John whispered, "How?" Superman's voice was ragged. "Because I'll endure anything, even your power, to save you." John's aura flickered again. The Solaris core inside him destabilized. Cracks of light crawled across his skin. He clutched his chest, gasping. "Dad, I can't control it." Superman rushed forward, catching him. "It's okay," he whispered. "I've got you." John's power flared, spiraling wildly upward. Energy bled into the sky like a fractured star. "Dad, leave me. It's going to explode." "I'm not leaving you," Superman said. "Not again." He wrapped John in his arms, channeling every ounce of strength to contain the blast. Light erupted, shattering the dome, breaking the towers, filling the sky with a blinding storm of cosmic fire. Then silence. When the light faded, Superman landed gently on a rooftop. John lay unconscious in his arms. The Solaris core had burned out, leaving him weakened, but alive. Metropolis slowly returned to normal. Lights flickered back on. People stared upward as Superman carried his son across the sky. For the first time in a long time, the world saw not a god, not a tyrant, not a symbol, but a father carrying the weight of hope on his shoulders. Superman looked down at John and whispered, "We'll rebuild this together. No more rebellions. Only family." The storm clouds parted. Sunlight poured through, and the world breathed again. But this peace may not last. Because the Solaris core wasn't destroyed. Its fragments scattered across the city, glowing beneath the streets, waiting for a new host. The next battle isn't coming. It's already growing. If you want to uncover what rises from the remains, subscribe to Genesis Vault and dive deeper into the secrets lurking behind every shadow in the DC universe.